Emma had been married to Liam for 6 months. She loved him deeply, but stepping into married life brought unexpected challenges, ones that weren't just about adjusting to new routines. The biggest hurdle, the one she hadn't anticipated, was her father-in-law, Richard. Richard was a commanding man with sharp features and a voice that seemed to echo through every room he entered. From the moment Emma moved into the family home, he made it clear that her role was to fit into his world, under his rules. At first, Emma thought his stern demeanor might soften with time, that his expectations were just the result of initial awkwardness between in-laws. But as the days turned into weeks, Richard's overbearing nature became relentless. Every morning at 5 sharp, Emma was expected to wake up, prepare breakfast, and ensure the kitchen was spotless before anyone else rose. The house had a perfectly functional cleaning service, but Richard didn't care. For him, Emma's place was in the kitchen, fulfilling her duties as a proper daughter-in-law. One chilly autumn morning, Emma shuffled into the kitchen, still groggy. She placed a pot of coffee on the stove, hoping for a quiet moment to herself before the day began.
Emma?
Richard's booming voice startled her. He entered the room, his expression as stern as ever. "Why isn't breakfast ready? I've told you before, everything needs to be on the table by 6. We're not running a lazy household here." Emma swallowed her irritation. "I'm almost done, Richard. Just give me a few minutes." But her calm response only seemed to irk him further. "A few minutes isn't good enough. You've been here long enough to know how this household works." Liam wasn't in the room to hear the exchange, and even if he had been, Emma doubted it would have changed much. While he loved her and tried to support her, Liam often dismissed his father's behavior as just his way. It wasn't easy for him to confront Richard, a man who had ruled the family with an iron fist for decades. By the time Liam came down for breakfast, Richard was already engrossed in the morning paper, barking occasional orders for refills of coffee or additional toast. Emma served them silently, her resentment simmering beneath the surface. Later that evening, Emma tried once again to share her feelings with Liam. They were sitting in their bedroom, a quiet space that felt like the only sanctuary in the house. "Liam," she began, choosing her words carefully. "I don't think I can keep doing this. Your dad, he's too much. I feel like I'm constantly walking on eggshells around him. Nothing I do is ever good enough." Liam sighed, running a hand through his hair. "I know he's hard to deal with, Emma. He's been like this my whole life. But he means well, even if it doesn't always come across that way." Emma frowned. "Liam, meaning well, doesn't excuse how he treats me. I'm not just some extension of the household staff. I'm your wife." "I'll talk to him," Liam promised, though his tone lacked conviction. "But you know how he is. It's not going to be easy to get through to him." Emma wanted to believe Liam would step up, but deep down, she felt a pang of doubt. Richard's presence loomed large in the household, and his behavior wasn't something that could be changed overnight. As the weeks passed, the tension between Emma and Richard only grew. He criticized her cooking, commented on how she dressed, and even tried to dictate how she interacted with guests during family gatherings. Emma found herself withdrawing, her once bright and bubbly personality dimmed by the constant scrutiny. The breaking point came one Saturday morning. Emma had decided to take a small break from her usual routine and sleep in for an extra hour. She thought she'd earned it after a week of early mornings and endless chores. But Richard saw it differently. "Emma," he bellowed, standing at the foot of the stairs. "Do you think this is a hotel where you can sleep as long as you want? This family has standards." Emma's face burned with humiliation as his voice carried through the house. She got up, her hands trembling with frustration. When she entered the kitchen, Richard was waiting, his arms crossed. "This kind of laziness is unacceptable," he said coldly. "You're part of this family now, and it's time you started acting like